Hey y'all, welcome to With Picture Reviews. So today we're gonna be reviewing this GoPro right here for a couple of reasons. First of all, I love GoPro. That's my to-go camera. I absolutely love it, right? So I want to share with you guys all the things that this GoPro can do, but more importantly, all the things that it cannot do, which brings me to my second reason, right? The new Pocket 3 just came out, and just like many of you guys, I had the same question. Should I get the new Pocket 3? Should I stick with my GoPro? Should I stick with my Insta360? Which camera should I use, right? And the answer is actually very simple. What kind of video are you gonna do is what type of camera you're gonna need, right? So today I'm gonna go ahead and tell you all the wonderful things that this GoPro can do, and maybe this is the camera that you need, and if not, make sure to subscribe because we're gonna go over the Insta360. Obviously we're gonna get to the Pocket 3, but I'm gonna give you an extra bonus, and we're also gonna review the Ray-Ban stories. These are actually pretty awesome. If you haven't, you know, right? So let's get to this review of this GoPro. All right, let's get to reviewing this GoPro. All right, so like I said, I absolutely love GoPro. This is my 100% to-go camera. I love everything about it, right? Everything that it was meant for about it, right? So let's start with the physical stuff, right? So the main thing that I can't stress enough is this is a very, very durable camera. I'm not a very careful person, I'll admit it. I've dropped it several times. I have this one is the 9, I have the 7, and I have the 5 as well. I've dropped all of them and they still all work perfectly. This one I use it like this. The 7, I actually have it attached to a little remote control car that every time I go camping, you know, I put it through the dirt, through the mud, the grass, and it still works perfectly. The 5, I don't use it that much anymore because I have more cameras, but it still works perfectly, right? The second thing, right, if that wasn't enough, right, the second thing is the lens. This is huge, right? So pretty much every camera, just about every camera, as soon as you scratch the lens, that's it. Camera's done, right? You gotta buy a new one. You can't just fix the lens, right? Well, with GoPro, all you have to do is you untwist the lens, you take it out, you buy a new one, you bring it, you put it in, and that's it. It's ready to rock and roll again, right? Is that not? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. The Pocket 3, if you break that lens, you gotta get a new one. This Insta360, if you break this lens, you gotta get a new one, right? So the camera that I used, my Canon, to take pictures, if I break that lens, I gotta get a new one. So the whole thing of you can replace the lens, to me, was just great. So if your lifestyle and your videos are going to be on the go, on the move, if you're going to travel a lot, right, if where you just got to kind of put your camera in there, this GoPro is definitely for you. Which actually brings me to, you know, one of the main points. GoPro is meant for light and action, right? Snowboarding, surfing, skateboarding, things like that, right? You can obviously use it for vlogging. That's what I mean, that's what I do, right? But it needs light, okay? So now, let's get to this mod right here. I completely love this mod. I haven't taken the GoPro out of this mod in I don't know how long, right? So I got it for two main reasons, right? First, this mic right here. Now, the GoPro already has really good quality, but if you're starting to get serious about making videos, you just want that sound to be just much better, right? So this mod right here has another mic right here, and this works perfectly if you're doing it like this when you're this close to the mic, or maybe you're just vlogging, right, and you're still this close to the mic. But if you do those shots where maybe you set up your tripod, you know, away from you, and then you walk away from your camera, you're definitely gonna need a wireless mic, right? And the only way to use a wireless mic on this GoPro is through this mod, which actually brings me to the bag. This is where all the magic happens back here, right? Since we're talking about the mic, let's go bottom to top. So back here, you have 3 ports. The very bottom one is for the transmitter, right? So all you do, here's your transmitter right here. You plug it into that last port and you're ready to roll, right? So that is awesome. The second one right here, this one is actually one of my favorites. It's pretty simple, but it's one of my favorites. So I used to hate having to take my GoPro out of the case just to be able to charge it. Later on, yeah, they came out with those cases for easy access where you just open it up from right here, right? But on this mod, the second port, all you have to do is just plug it in there. You don't have to take the camera out of the case anymore. So I absolutely love it, because most of my videos that I do are kind of on the go. I can't reshoot them. If I run out of battery, you know, I just can't run out of battery, right? Which actually brings me to this accessory right here. So this is not just a little handheld ordeal. This is also a battery pack. So you see, I'll just plug it in from here to here, and it's perfect. So I highly suggest you guys get a battery pack as a handheld device instead of just a handheld device and then a battery pack on the side, right? It's just carrying two things. It's just too much, right? Which brings me to my the last port right over here. The last port is for this screen right here. So this screen right here, I only got it for one reason and one reason only, and I believe that's the only reason to get it, honestly, because it doesn't really do much except be a screen, right? So the reason why I got it is because I can't see that well anymore. My eyesight is just not that great. So when I'm vlogging sometimes, because you can see everything on this screen right here, everything that the camera sees, you can see it right here, but I just can't see that well. So when I'm right here, I just rather have a bigger screen for me to see, right? So if your eyesight is good, to be honest, you don't need this screen like at all, right? Because you can see it right here. It's already on your GoPro, right? But it does look kind of cool. So I guess if you're trying to go for that look as well. So when I got it, it actually gave me a little bit more confidence to go out and do videos, right? Because it just looks way more professional than when I started, when it was just the GoPro, right? So it definitely looks a little bit more official. So I guess if you want to go for that look, maybe the screen is right for you. But let me tell you the little downside to this, right? As soon as the screen hooks up to the GoPro, I lose all control of my GoPro. So I can't go from video to slow-mo to photo. I can't change my ISO. I can't change absolutely nothing. I lose all control back here. And also on the screen is literally just to see. You cannot do anything else. Now, if you have your GoPro connected to your phone, a tablet, the remote, right? Yeah, you can control it from there, but you just can't control it from here anymore. You either got to turn off the screen or unhook it from the port. Okay, so that's kind of like the physical part of it. So now let's get into the technical part of it. What can this GoPro actually do? What can I shoot with this GoPro? All right, let's get to it. All right, so let's get to the technical part of this GoPro. So the third reason why I love the GoPro so much, because it's a point and shoot camera. It's as easy as it comes, right? So what do I mean by that, right? So let's take, for example, this Pocket 3 right here. Let this be a little preview of the Pocket 3. I'm filming this video with the Pocket 3. I will not edit it in any type of way where I'm gonna add brightness or contrast or anything like that. All I'll do is just, this is where it starts, this is where it ends, add a couple little subscribes things here and there, but I will not edit the actual image of this video. That way you guys have a real video of how this Pocket 3 looks, right? But let's get back to what I mean. So this Pocket 3, it has autofocus. So depending where I put my subject, let's say my hand is my subject, right? If I get it close enough to the camera, it's gonna focus on the subject and blurry out the back, right? Or it's gonna blurry at the front and focus on the back. So depending on where I have my subject, that's what it's gonna do. That's autofocus, right? The GoPro does not do that. Whatever it sees on that screen, everything is crisp. It's not gonna blurry out anything. That way you don't have to worry about it. It's like, oh my god, I put the camera too close and now it's blurry and I have to take it back, things like that. So when I've been taking pictures longer than I've been doing video, so I know that all about the distance and autofocus and all that type of thing. So that's why I knew that when I started videoing, I did not want to mess with any of that. I just wanted to point and shoot, and the GoPro is as easy as it gets, right? So that's an awesome thing. So you're not very good or knowledgeable about video yet, GoPro might be for you, right? But the main thing though, GoPro is for the day. It's for light. It does not have good night quality. It's not for low light at all. I believe the GoPro 12, they try to make it a little low light, but it's still it's just not meant for that. So it's fine. It just wasn't meant for that, right? So if you're gonna do videos at night or with low light, that's gonna be your thing. Don't get the GoPro. Do not get the GoPro if that's your goal of videoing, right? The reason why I got the Pocket 3 is because I do videos at, with low light, and the GoPro just is not capable of doing that. So that's the reason why I got this Pocket 3. So depending on what you're gonna do, just get the camera for that, right? So let's get into the technical sides as well. So if you don't know a lot about the settings of the cameras, don't worry, GoPro app has you covered, right? So let's start actually with the time lapse right here, right? So right here we see that it already has preset settings as well, right? Time warp, time lapse, and you can edit pretty much every single thing. I won't get into all of that right now, right? But just know that we will have videos explaining all of that in case you want to know, right? Let's switch over to video as well. It also has preset settings that you can use. I'll just show you. It goes all the way to 5K, right? And I love how crisp the video on the GoPro comes. I absolutely love it. So yes, it does have good video quality, right? You can also take pictures. Honestly, I don't really take pictures with this type of cameras. I have my Canon, and that's the one I use to take pictures. I've tried taking a couple of pictures, but honestly, I just don't do that. But it does have that ability, right? And it's very user friendly. As you can see, is you just click a couple things here and there and you're ready to rock and roll, right? Now let's talk about the low light, right? Because I feel like that's a very important part, right? Because I've tried just about everything to video at night. Obviously you can edit it in your computer and raise the brightness, the shadows, things like that, but that video is just so noisy with grain, so just don't do it. So let me show you actually, and you can compare it to the Pocket 3 right now as well, right? So let's start taking some light sources out of this subject that we have here on the GoPro. That's one light source, that's two light sources, and then let's take the main one. Look at that. So just look at the difference between the video of the Pocket 3 and then the video that we have for the GoPro right now. You definitely do not want to use this type of video if you're gonna put it on YouTube, things like that. This is just not good quality, right? So this is what I'm talking about, that the GoPro is just not very good in low light. All right, so I believe that's for now, because I don't want to bore you with a lot of stuff, right? A lot of info. For now, we'll just leave it at that. But we'll make more videos explaining what the settings do and what settings would be best for the type of videos that you want, right? So let's just get into the last thoughts of this video. All right, so just pretty much the summary of the video, right? If you are planning on doing action shots, if you're planning on doing them during the daylight, or at least when there's enough light out, or you have artificial light, then the GoPro is definitely for you. If you live that active lifestyle, like I said, if you're on the go constantly, if you just kind of got to toss things in your bag and go, the GoPro is definitely for you, right? Out of the ones that we're gonna review, which is the Insta360 and the Pocket 3, this is by far the cheapest one out of all three of them, right? So if you're also on a budget, the GoPro is definitely for you. Remember, you don't need all these attachments at first, right? The GoPro by itself has really good mic quality, things like that. So don't think that you have to buy everything at once. You can just start with the GoPro and work your way from there. All right, so make sure to subscribe. The next video that we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and review this Insta360. In this case, it's the Insta360 X3. Now I am thinking about getting that Go 3, I believe it's called, that little one. You've seen it, that little tiny white one, right? But I already have a whole bunch of it. First of all, I have a lot of attachments for the GoPro, right? I use it in pretty much everything, and one of those attachments is the chest piece. I just put my GoPro in there. But that Insta360 is so tiny though. It's so tiny. So I don't know, if I get it, I'll do a review and share it with you guys. And then after that, we're gonna do the Pocket 3, and I will give you a bonus one. As a matter of fact, talking about vlogging and cameras, you know, what's good for you and what's not good for you, we're also gonna be reviewing, that's right, the Ray-Ban Stories. These glasses, I absolutely love them. They're so awesome. The picture quality and the video camera, this little tiny camera, yes, that little tiny camera that you see right there, that's good enough to take really, really good video and really, really good pictures. So I'll give you this as an extra. So make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.